Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on.
Hi.
Hi, hold on. Okay. Now I'm here.
Hi.
Hello. All right. Microphone is really high today. Is some tall person? This doesn't adjust.
No, you got short.
Oh, it's because I don't usually leave it in the stand. Duh. I usually hold it in my hands. That's why. Okay. Now we're good. You know, it feels like it's taken me 6 years to get the hang of this, but we still don't have the hang of it. And I don't really have the hang of it. Like, my hang of it is I just have to come in here and put on these headphones and get the
talk.
microphone. You have
That's
all
tough.
the buttons to push over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know all the buttons.
Which, under pressure, I think I could pull it together and maybe do that. I have a couple times, but it was not pretty.
There's lots of buttons over here that I don't know.
It's little slidey things.
Yeah.
That are more difficult for me.
Happy summer.
Is it summer?
Yes.
Just today.
Well,
tomorrow will be no longer.
Because I said so.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just so summery.
We
right?
should. I was just thinking about it. Here, I'm going to take this because.
No, you can't take that.
I didn't know that was the thing.
That's a surprise.
Sorry.
What do you want?
I want the thing for the station, that folder.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I thought that was the folder.
No.
The last couple weeks, we have not even introduced the show, and we haven't said thank you to our sponsors, and we haven't said what radio station this is, and we haven't done.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Actually,
so I just thought we'd just do it. And
I have a show and tell for you, but
okay.
I'm not ready to show it to you yet.
That's why you're snatching your magazine.
Yeah,
back.
I don't want you to see it yet. I showed it to Courtney.
Okay.
And she thought it was pretty radical. Here you go. Take that.
First, I'll say that this is the 11th hour radio show because we never say that. I would assume anyone who's listening to this probably has figured that out by now.
You
right?
say it so fast.
11th hour radio show.
Good.
On Royalton Community Radio, 11 a.m. I think I said p.m. like the last few weeks when I remembered to introduce it.
Yeah, you went back and forth. Jeez. You couldn't decide.
Right, but, it is a.m. right now, I believe. Yep. And,
yeah, but it's going to switch.
That's Kristina. I'm Emily. WFER LP 96.5. There's a whole booklet of sponsors. I wish they'd color code these for us.
Why don't you just do...
Mountain Folk is one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
They're a Tunbridge nonprofit presenter of live music in central Vermont. If you want to learn more, you can go to their website at mountainfolk.org. Rivendell Restoration and Painting Company, which is 40 years of experience prepping, painting distinctive buildings and homes. From
40 years?
Yeah, that's what it says there.
40 years?
40 years. 40 years of experience, not years.
Okay.
Of prepping and painting distinctive buildings and homes from the 17th through the 21st
What's a distinctive building?
I don't know. But you can call 802-431-3433 to find out, or email folkbloke@gmail.com.
I could ask questions, right?
Well, I don't have all the answers, but you could
ask questions. This is a distinctive building, distinctively
odd.
Strange.
We are also sponsored by Howeville Farm in Tunbridge, which is an organic dairy who has been selling raw milk and frozen beef, lamb, and pork since 1995. And you can learn more by going to their website at howeville.com. And hold on. There's another one. I know there is.
You're actually doing it.
I am. I figured that I would. Where is it?
You're gonna become a real DJ soon if you keep this up.
I'm looking for the Grease Collective. I can't find it.
What, the Tunbridge Grease Collective?
Yes, but where is it? Are these...
Nobody knows what it is anyway.
No, are these supposed to be alphabetical here?
I have no idea.
Because here's the T's, and it's not there.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I can't tell you guys all about the Tunbridge Grease Collective because it's not in here, but they are also one of our sponsors.
Okay, so that's that. That was very well done.
Thanks. Where the hell are...
Don't say hell.
Why?
It's just not nice.
All right, but...
Okay, so the update on the vacuum repair.
Yes.
Don't you want the update?
I do.
There is no update. The evil twins are still holding it hostage. They never called. Remember how she said it was going to be done like this week? That was like...
That was after their dog bit you?
Yeah. It was a month ago. So I don't know what to do.
Well, we just ordered another vacuum, so if you'd
What?
like one of our shop vacs, we ordered yet another shop vac. I ordered a small shop vac, a tiny 8-gallon shop vac for more portable use.
I see.
Because the big shop vacs that I use in my home just sort of get, you tug them around and they get hung up on all the furniture because they're enormous.
It's like R2-D2.
It's like drag. Yeah, it's like
How do you say
dragging
that?
R2D2. It's like dragging him
Yeah.
around or dragging like an oil drum around
Except
on wheels.
it's not that heavy, so it falls. It like knocks over.
It knocks over and catches on everything, and sometimes it will only tug in one direction, like the wheels won't let it go in another direction, and then you run over your own cord, and then it won't.
Yeah.
Or the attachments fall off of where they kind of are stuck around it.
So I'm glad
So
you're
I got a
getting
smaller-
another one.
I got a smaller one, so now I don't have to like. You also can't get the shop vacs up and down our stairs because our stairs
Okay.
have like some turns in them, and
Can I just ask a personal question?
yeah.
How much do they cost?
The one we got,
the babies.
this baby one. Well, we went and got a really, really, really nice one. It was $99 for a baby one.
That's not that much.
No.
99.
And I could have spent like $45 on a slightly cheaper model one that probably still works.
But you have to use it in the barn too.
no, that's
right?
why I'm taking the big one that was in the house and leaving that in the barn so I don't have to lug them around.
Okay,
and then
so
we have
this is
another
the
one for the
house.
other barn that I really don't
Okay.
like. It doesn't seem to suck very well. I think there's a bunch of holes in the hose. No, ours, they do suck well, but this particular one, see, we now have 3.
So you don't care about my situation.
I do. I care deeply. Yeah, I do. Kill me.
I'm
Still
it's okay.
I'm still furious at the dog that bit you.
No, I'm
in the
just
vacuum store.
I use my broom. It's okay. It's a little hard on carpets, but I can do it. I can do it.
This is why, for the first time ever, I don't feel sorry for you that you don't have a dog, because it's shedding season right now.
But I have
and
3 cats that shed.
But they're so much smaller,
No.
and they kind of like eat their own hair, don't they? I mean, isn't that why cats have
Yeah, they
hairballs?
eat it and then they throw it up.
Yeah. Well, at least it's contained in a moist little
No,
packet.
that's not nicer. No, I had a lot of those cleanups this week and some extras.
Where are my cat's hairballs?
Sometimes you
and
can't
throw
tell
up?
what kind of thing it is that's come out.
It's like an owl pellet.
No, it's worse than an owl pellet. I mean, you don't know
What's
if it came out.
Sirens.
You said
Hear
that
this?
last week we had a siren just about this time. You'd think we were in the city.
It's so weird. What are sirens even doing around here?
I don't know. Nothing happens
At
here that
11
should
o'clock
warrant sirens.
a.m. in the morning. What are you talking about? Nothing happens around here. Like, there's all kinds of bad, crummy things that happen around here.
There's drug busts.
Yep.
There are bad things. I just feel like
There it goes again. It stopped for a minute. Now it's going again. Oh, do they I think they do that when they're in a rush to go somewhere, and they do that until the person in front of them pulls over, and then they can pass them, and then they shut it off. That's why it's going off and on.
really.
I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure all the
All right.
political moves
Yeah.
of a police vehicle, but anyhow. Okay, go back.
I almost fell asleep there for a
Right,
second.
go back to the vacuum cleaner.
No, I don't have anything else to say about vacuums. That was it. That was just it. I just didn't have one to use for the last month.
Jeez, I'm
So
crying.
I'm saying you can use a broom.
Well, that's what they did in the good old days, Kristina. You could get one of those little carpet sweepers like they have in truck stops.
No, here's what I think you should do. You should
think those only work
vacuum.
for carpets,
You should
though.
vacuum twice a year and use a broom most of the time. That's my.
It's so not work in my house.
You just try it. Don't diss it without
I'm
trying
not
it.
great with a broom.
Well, you could improve.
Maybe.
And you might get some enlightenment, Zen enlightenment in the process.
There's something really satisfying about sucking up a clump of dog hair, though, with a vacuum cleaner and having it just be gone.
Yeah, but you don't know the joys of just the sound of the broom going back and forth, and the birds are. You can hear the birds. Like, what do you listen to when you're vacuuming? You just have to listen to the sound of the vacuum. You almost can't do anything else.
Usually, if I'm
I don't like
cleaning, I
that.
crank the stereo up louder than the vacuum.
Really? Mm-hmm. I try to listen to my podcasts and I can't hear them. So I have to sort of hook the phone up on my shoulder to get it closer to my ear while I'm vacuuming. I just don't like doing that. It's too complex. You know? It's like trying to use a weed whacker and hear something off an iPod.
Do you own some like little earbuds or anything?
I hate earbuds.
Okay.
Earbuds get tangled.
You like headphones.
I did get a Pono. We never talked about that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, but you didn't know what a Pono is.
No, I don't, because you told me last week and I
But
forgot
I had success with my Pono. I was able to drag music files onto the Pono.
Oh, right.
Even though there's no software.
That doesn't go online. That made you happy.
Yeah, it's a defunct device. They don't make it anymore, and they don't service it, and you can't buy them new. And you can't get in touch with Neil Young to tell him that you have a problem with this thing that he developed, because he's the one that created it. But I have the Tom Petty model of the Pono.
You, Neil? What?
It's
Tom
cool.
Petty macked his idea?
I don't know. It's just like signature guitars, where they get attached to a certain celebrity. And so then you're supposed to feel like it's somehow special, like it brings you closer to the celebrity to use it. So with the Tom Petty
Where's
Pono.
Your Pono?
Where's my Pono?
Where's
it's at my house.
The Kristina Stykos model.
Oh. Well, it hasn't come out yet, but it's pending.
See?
It's pending.
If they don't make it anymore, being a celebrity, you could make one.
Okay. I've aspired to that.
Also, maybe remake the VHS player, because that would be very handy as well.
Okay.
Just while you're at it.
You want to see the show and tell?
Okay.
You ready?
The thing that you
ready
snatched so rudely from my hands
well,
earlier?
you can't go grabbing my magazines out of my pile, because it's...
All right.
Okay, ready? I just want your reaction to this picture, this advertisement in this magazine. Here you go. Just describe it if you can.
Okay. It's like a man and woman robot.
What's the magazine? Do you know?
I don't know.
Here.
Wired. Okay. So it's a man and a woman robot. The man is kneeling in a very prayerful pose. The man robot. And then next to them are an assortment of other smaller robots that are possibly their children, but...
What's the brand?
It's Kohler.
Yeah, this is Kohler.
So it's like bathroom fixtures and they're staring prayerfully, these robot people, at what I'm assuming is a robot toilet with some sort of glow laser beam coming out of it.
Read what it says at the bottom.
Behold the future. Extraordinary luxury and the latest personal cleansing technology make the veil intelligent toilet impossible to ignore.
That's an intelligent
cleansing.
Toilet.
Oh, so it's a bidet.
Do you think? It says toilet.
Personal cleansing
honestly,
technology.
Do
you feel like your toilet personally cleanses you?
It looks like an ash bucket.
It looks like a...
This is the people who made my generator. What are they doing making toilets that look like that with robots?
Kohler's always made bathroom fixtures.
Well, I know.
I think before they made your generator. What's this laser beam shining down at the toilet thing? This is... What? Have your old magazine back.
I get this magazine. This is my subscription.
You get Wired?
This is an actual physical paper magazine that I get for like $5 a year. Plus, I get the online version.
What do we get?
And it's all about technology. And
I would hate reading that.
Well, it's technology. Like it's pluses and minuses. Like you know, it's sort of like here's the latest, and then somebody slips in an article saying this is what's evil about technology. So I like it. It's a balanced viewpoint.
We don't get anything about technology. We get the New Yorker.
Sheep. Do you get a sheep magazine? Like about sheep?
Do we? I don't know. Is there some sort of farm journal thing that we might get?
I guess you've been farming so much you don't really need magazines about sheep. Because you know most of the stuff that you need to know about sheep.
Those kind of sheep that I really want.
Which kind?
The black-nosed valet, these sheep from France that you couldn't get. They were not allowed to be shipped or brought to the United States. Somebody finally has snuck in some semen and they found some just like neutral sheep to breed it with. So they're getting And then they're going to breed those offspring with the same semen again, which seems wrong, but whatever, until we get pretty much a valet black-nosed sheep here. So in a couple years, I can get some. They're the kind that look like little teddy bear panda sheep.
Are you on the waiting list?
For semen?
Yeah.
No. It's really expensive right now, so I am
waiting for the price to come down on
inside,
semen.
waiting for the price to come down on semen. And we've never artificially inseminated any of our sheep.
I would hope
we
not. What's the point of that?
Because then
when they could do it themselves.
Well, maybe you don't have that ram that you want to breed yours with.
Well,
maybe
that's being
someone
a
else has
little
it.
bit too fussy.
Well, that's what sheep farming
Or you
is.
could take
fussy.
your sheep to the place where that animal is.
Right.
That's the old-fashioned way.
I know, but that's kind of hassly. So, just sometimes buying semen is the fastest way to do this.
I've been involved with that business.
Buying semen. Sheep?
Artificial insemination.
Of what?
That's like a show horse.
Oh,
You take your show horse to Long Island to get it bred to a farm where they set them up to knock them down. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very disturbing process to watch, actually.
I know.
It's like kind of like bondage and rape all together. I don't like it. But I also don't like the way they extract the semen in the first place because that's just super gross.
Let's back out of this now.
They have like horse porn for the
they
stallion.
do not.
Yes, they do, Kristina.
No, stop.
And they give it gross smells to smell.
No.
And then they
Stop.
quick, just get a little
TMI
bottle.
TMI.
I know.
Emily.
It's terrifying. The things we do to animals.
It's
like,
not
what
happening.
if animals are like us inside and are which they probably are, and they're just humiliated and stuff by all these things that happen to them all the time.
Yeah, that's why I think we should just leave animals the heck alone. Just leave them alone. Just let them have a life.
Oh,
you know?
I like to have pet animals.
And woodchucks are on the move right now. Like I was driving down Route 110 and this woodchuck just came out of nowhere. Just out of freaking nowhere. Came right across.
It came out of its
under
hole.
my car. Well, yeah. Or a culvert. They like culverts.
They do.
They do like culverts.
I don't.
You're so amazed. They're
I don't like culverts.
Amazing animals. And so this is how amazing this animal was. It ran across the road and I was like, that's it. This is a goner. And I did not hear a splat.
It's more
so
of a
he
thunk.
saved. No, there was no thunk. There was no splat. There was no contact.
Yeah,
and so
they're
that woodchuck
good
was
at weaving.
so smart to stop like either when the car was on
Straddled
top
him. Yeah.
or just like missed the wheel perfectly. So it's like magic.
Maybe it's just up under your... Maybe it's in there somewhere.
I'll check.
That's disturbing when you go driving and then like later
You find
like a bird or something like all in your grill.
Right.
Don't like that.
No. Let's play a song. Let's cleanse our palate.
Yeah.
That's what music is good for, cleansing the palate. Okay, so I have a song by Mark Strusacker, and it is called End of the Line.
Cool.
I find it hard to understand what you see in your man. He don't ever follow through. He don't see things like you do. It's a long, hard road that you've been down. Sometimes pain's all you found. There's just one thing I know is true. He don't know you like I do. Go on, make your own mistakes. Lord knows I've made enough of mine. Go on, take what you can take. When it comes to love and life, we all fall down at the end of the line. Early morn before dawn, that's when I know that you're gone. I hope in time all this will end. Someday soon we'll meet again. Go on, make your own mistakes. Lord knows I've made enough of mine. And go on, take what you can take. When it comes to love and life, we all fall down at the end of the line. And go on, make your own mistakes. The Lord knows I've made enough of mine. Go on, take what you can take. When it comes to love and life, we all fall down at the end of the line.
Oh, that was a
No seconds.
terrible fade out. I'm sorry. I was like behind the ball.
It's okay.
Then I did it too fast. I don't do that in the studio. I'm very careful with my fade outs.
I didn't notice because I didn't have my headphones on yet.
Oh, good.
Wrestling
Thank
with
God you didn't hear that.
tangle in my hair.
Yeah.
But you guys missed the train, sorry, and it was super loud today.
It was super loud, and it had this different like it's got discordant tones. I just realized that the interval of the different tones on the train whistle are designed to kind of put you on edge so that you pay attention and you don't lie down on the tracks.
Because I was totally going to do that otherwise. I think that it just
I'm
sounded
just
different because
telling you.
it's a warm for the first time ever, and the windows were open.
Ever.
Well, ever in the last million years.
Yeah. I did a 12-hour gardening day.
Ooh.
Was it yesterday? I'm trying to
Probably
think.
yesterday was
yeah,
pretty
I
nice,
started
and it was
at
rainy
9,
the day before,
left
so.
the house at 9, and I got home at 9. But I can only charge for 8. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I can only charge for 11 hours, not 12, because I only charge travel one way.
What?
Right? I don't charge travel both ways. And it's an hour to the job.
Is that
so,
like regular
yeah.
protocol for other people too?
Yeah.
Who travel for work?
Tradesmen.
Yes. Huh.
Yeah. Maybe you should
know.
think about going into the trades.
What trade would I do?
I don't know. Move rocks. I don't know what.
I have no upper body strength.
Well,
My strength is all in my legs and my
Yeah.
ASS. Like I am.
Well,
I'm strong.
You can
below the
use
waist.
you can use a lot of that musculature to do the top stuff.
I can't even open jam.
That's different. That's hand strength.
No,
Yeah.
it's whatever it is. Something I don't have. Look at these little. Look at my little tiny wrists. Every part of my.
That's so like female the way you did that. You know, like shake or like a gay guy. What is it about when you go like that with your wrist? You know, you like shake your hand. It looks
no, but I just am
looks so
scrawny.
gay.
I'm scrawny up here, and I've got nothing. It's like my body is not. It doesn't. Even if I work on it, it doesn't develop upper body strength. I spent the whole winter raking and shoveling and digging and hefting hay bales and things. And it was just as hard.
Really? I've had an improvement right here in this part of my arm since gardening season started.
Really?
It's taken me about, I don't know, it started in April.
I don't know what
I've got some muscles here now because I've been lugging so many buckets of compost. So that's...
Yeah, water buckets. That was the other big one. But
yeah. No,
I just let them dangle at the end of my extended arm because I don't have the strength to hold them up higher.
Cursing all the while.
I've got dancer's legs. They're strong and sturdy, but nothing up here.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter.
I just feel out of proportion or something.
Well, somebody loves you anyway. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who loves you even if you're out of proportion. And we're all out of proportion in some way, right? Are we all screwed up?
Yes.
Yeah.
At my grandpa's service yesterday, I was talking to a little person who used to be neighbors with us when we lived in Heartland. And I couldn't remember her first name. But I could remember watching her water ski as a small child because they also had a summer camp right next to my uncle's summer camp.
Where? Which lake?
It's on Spectacle Pond. It's in Enfield, New Hampshire.
Okay.
It's just a small lake. But this family of little people...
actually small-sized people like dwarfs?
No, yes, dwarfs. But it's not dwarfs now. It used to be called midgets, but nobody's called midgets anymore. But I was trying to, with my cousin, after I'd gotten done speaking with this woman, I said, which is the PC term? But there's two different PC terms. There's dwarf and there's little person.
Oh, okay.
But one is for the ones that are just tiny people that are proportional. Like they look like you, just shrunk
just
down
smaller.
tiny.
Okay.
And then the other is for the body type that has like slightly
kind of
foreshortened arms and yeah. So there's two, and it used to be a blanket. Midget was the thing if you were just small. There wasn't, but it's medically two different conditions.
I see.
Dwarf and little person are two different things. And I don't know why I was thinking that. I couldn't remember her first name. Finally, it came to me. And I couldn't remember which was which. Not that came up in our conversation. Now, what are you? Are you a dwarf or little? I mean, I wasn't talking like that.
But your mind is always working overtime to figure things out. It occurred
to me as I was picturing their family who used to adorably water ski. And it was just fun to watch little people water ski because it's like funny, sort of. I mean, you hate to say that it's funny, but it is funny when they're water skiing.
Oh, okay. I'll let you finish the thought.
I didn't have a thought.
Yeah.
I forgot where my thought was going.
All right. Well, I'm glad to know that.
But there is a difference.
You'll probably be glad to know that I've been burning firewood every night this week, even though
my God, we have too.
Yeah, but I got my first wood delivery for next winter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so use it all up this summer, probably.
No, I'm going to try not to because I still have a tiny bit of dry wood from 2 years ago.
How did you finagle that?
No, it's out in the other wood shed, the second wood shed. It's kind of by reserve. Yeah, so I've just kind of chipping away at that, and they bring the new stuff. But I was chatting with the guys, the guys that came and bring the wood, and they had noticed the for sale sign at the end of my driveway. I now have an official for sale sign.
But you live at like a dead end. Nobody's going to drive past.
Well, I know it's stupid, but you'd be amazed at how many people have commented on it. And so these guys commented on it, and then I always feel defensive, like I have to explain to people why I'm moving. So I just blurted out, I don't have any friends.
That's not true, you dingbat.
Well, I know. It was stupid to say it because I do have friends. I just don't I work so much that I don't take care of my friendships. I think that's the problem. So I live.
This is why we get along so well, because we're forced to hang out every Friday, no matter what. We can't be like, oh, I'm really busy. Sorry, I can't hang out.
Yeah, we've got to work.
We've got no choice. We're just here.
That's right. This has been a lifeline for me, this show, for the last 6 years, because really it started when I was just going into the heavy parts of my divorce proceedings, and it saved my life, honestly.
That's cool.
Because I was just getting thrown under the bus. You
I
were
know.
probably
Me
getting
too.
thrown under
Me
the bus
too. I was a little
at that
further
time.
along in that process than you,
Yeah.
but I was still right there too. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they call that when you go like from one relationship to the next too fast? Rebound or something?
I think.
Yeah. Because it's like when you're getting divorced and your partner is on the rebound and has already like launched full swing ahead into the next one. That makes it even harder to recover from.
Well, there's rebound and then there's cheaters.
Well, okay.
If you wanna go back a little further.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta watch what I say. Because I could be bad. I'm a little too honest, sometimes a little too transparent.
I know.
That's why we were talking about secrets last week, and I.
We were going to go into that more.
Yeah, I went into it this morning in my head, and I said, "Well, what would I want to say about secrets? What do you want to say about secrets, Emily?"
I don't know. Other than like, I don't really have them anymore. But I guess in a way I do because it is a small town, so there's stuff that you just have to just not say. That you want to say. That doesn't really count as a secret exactly.
It's who you say what to.
That's just
like what
just,
you say
just shutting
to
up
who.
about your personal life, I guess.
What you say to whom? Who is it? Whom? What?
You know, weirdly, even as a writer, I never can remember when to use who and whom.
Yeah, who is like
properly.
A person. Whom is some other grammatical
For
thing.
who is it? For who the bell tolls, or for whom the bell tolls?
I couldn't tell you.
See, me
But
neither.
it's the same thing. The bell is tolling for that person, whether it's who or whom. But back to secrets.
One is like a direct, like if you're saying for who the bell
like you're
tolls,
asking a question, like
that's
who
directed
is it?
at a real.
Who for who? It does it toll?
It's like you already know who that who
tolls
is. You
for
just didn't say it. And for whom, it's like open ended. Like maybe it could be any.
No, I think it's the opposite.
Maybe it is. I should know this.
No, you shouldn't. Because it's dumb stuff. Why should we remember dumb, arbitrary stuff that we learned at school?
English is my thing, but even though I can't spell, as you so kindly pointed out every single Friday since the beginning of time.
Yeah, but if you need to figure something out when you're writing, you just figure it out. You just like attend to it, and then you can
when
forget
I'm writing,
it.
I can just tell. I can look at the sentence and be like,
yeah,
this is what
right.
fits here. Like that's weird instinct, but if I'm trying to tell you exactly what it means right now, I can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, back to secrets. So I think it's about compartmentalizing. You know, like some people really compartmentalize so that, you know, you tell these people this thing and then you tell other people other stuff. And there's all these different realities coexisting in a person's life, and that keeps them safe. That keeps them safe because it's like they don't put all their eggs in one basket. They have different people knowing different stuff, and they feel less vulnerable that way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lack of trust.
I am like an oversharer to even people that I don't know that well, but I guess my version of a secret is there's certain things that I don't share. Like, I'm an oversharer about trivial baloney that nobody cares really about. But the important, like, icky stuff, I don't actually overshare. It's not a secret. It's never a secret. Like, if somebody was to ask me or were to ask me about, well, what happened with this or whatever, it's not a secret. I would tell them, but it's not stuff that I blurt out there like the way I do everything else. Everyone's probably noticed.
Yeah. Yeah. So much so that you had to have a radio show to blurt even more stuff out.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I am noticing that I'm super shy, like in group situations and on the job, like, you know.
Well, that's me too, but that's what I think oversharing comes from a shyness and a need to quickly catch somebody's attention with something, or to tell somebody something you think is interesting, yet you're kind of socially awkward, or I am, is what I'm speaking about right now. So what I blurt is usually totally random and ridiculous, and it's like my desperate attempt to just put something out there and start a conversation.
And then you feel stupid.
But I'm not very good at it. I'm not good at knowing like the boundaries of what kind of conversation you're supposed to have with what level of, depending on your level of knowledge or relationship with that person. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's social intelligence or social stupidity, because really just being guileless and just wanting to say what's real, like being honest, it is a bit of a liability in this world to be that way.
But sometimes it's my awkward. It's like an awkward blurting of something just because I'm.
But wouldn't you rather be that way than be somebody who has to keep track of all these secrets?
I am that way, so I have no choice.
Yeah, it's just like people who have all these secrets, they just end up tied to knot because they can't remember who they told what, and then they just have to sort of cold shoulder people out of their life because they're so confused. Like they're so far from having a real relationship with people.
I don't know.
That they just move on to the next group. You know, you got to keep discarding people and keep moving on to the next group if you're going to live like that.
I'm kind of bummed that there's so many labels now for people who have different types of social awkwardness. I mean, it's easy to be socially awkward now. There's very little. You can spend your whole life like not personally connecting with people that much anymore because there is so much access to online, and I mean. You don't have, you can go around looking kind of like a normal person online and not do a lot of, physical in-person contact with people. So I feel like there's a lot more social disorders that happen now, but everything gets labeled. I probably would, if someone tested me, they'd probably be like, oh, you're probably borderline autistic or something, just because it's hard for me to read cues. It's not hard for me to read cues. It's just that I am shy and awkward, and I try so hard to not appear to be shy and awkward that I do or say things that maybe weren't exactly appropriate to say or, to that particular person. But is that a disorder? I mean, we're all screwy. Come on. Do we all have a disorder?
It's stupid. It's psychology is a little bit stupid. I mean, there's pluses and minuses to it.
I mean, I'm glad there are now diagnoses for people who really have disorders, and they can be helped by, knowing why their brain is wired that way. But we also just label everyone with something.
But it's like you get a science explanation, but you don't get a real explanation. Like,
can we all just be people?
We can. I mean, I think it's important to try to look at the real causes of mental illness because we're all mentally ill, But why? What is it about this world that's making us all mentally ill? And I think that's the elephant in the room is we're not really addressing that. Like, why is our society so screwed up that everybody is mentally ill? Being mentally ill is a normal response to how screwed up things are.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know. Is it chemical? It's partially
being
chemical.
Poisoned. We're being poisoned.
And I think in a lot of ways, as sucky as it is, it's a weird natural evolution toward, I mean, we all have evolved into being like this. And
pills are not the answer. I mean, there might be a temporary solution, but that's not the answer.
Well, dependent on what's up with you. I think pills are probably some people's for real answer, maybe.
I don't think forever. I think you've got to segue off pills eventually.
Well,
but some people don't have the opportunity to improve their life to such an extent that it would support them to get off pills.
Well, there's medical things that need pills.
Well,
Kristina.
okay. But I'd say that's 10%. I think there's probably 90% that should just be temporary.
I think a bunch of the anti-anxiety and depression drugs, I think absolutely some of the people need them no matter what life changes they make, because they have a wire crossed or a chemical thing.
I'm not sure I believe that.
But then there's a huge percentage of people who could get the exact same effect from diet and exercise and all that, but those things don't fit into their life, so they can't. They can't.
Yeah, so that's what's wrong with society.
And it's also tricky because when you're depressed or have anxiety,
you don't feel like working.
People are going to say you should just get more exercise and then you'll be better. And
that's
anyone
stupid.
who's ever experienced that knows that it's probably next to impossible when you come home feeling a certain way to go put on your workout clothes, and it's not even an option.
It's stupid. I would recommend not to do that.
I don't think you could start a healthy path until you had some
because then when you stop doing it, you think that you psychologically
to get yourself to a place where you could feel like you could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you start thinking that working out is the answer, it will be for as long as you're working out. But then if you don't work out anymore, you're going to feel bad about yourself. So I wish we could just feel good about ourselves, whether we're working out or not, and just do like simple improvements.
I don't think it has to be working out. I think it has to be just like making choices in your life that force you to be more active. Like, this is why I teach dance, because if I just came home at night from whatever I was doing, whichever job I was at, and I said, now I got to go to take my dance class, I would just say, no, I don't feel like it right now. I'm tired and I'm grumpy and I want to sit down and eat some cheese and, read a book or mess around on the computer. So I teach dance because that's a skill that I have, but it holds me responsible. I'm responsible for a whole bunch of other people.
Right. That's like me.
I got to go and teach it. I can't get out of it.
That's like me being a landscaper, because it makes me go outside and move
You're
around.
held accountable by...
Yeah. But I'd much rather do landscaping than like run on a treadmill or lift weights or something.
That's why at least I love to dance.
Yeah,
and even
so
if I don't feel like it, once I've done it, I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad I did that. I needed that.
Yeah, and there's an artistic aspect to it, which is sorely lacking from like running on a treadmill.
Yes. So I just try to rearrange my life so I'm forced to do these things instead of having to make a choice to do them. Because if I had to make the choice, I would choose
you have to trick
do the
yourself.
lazy thing.
You're saying you have to trick yourself.
Yeah, and I've done that my whole life.
And make stuff fun.
Yeah. And I do love to dance. But if I had an option of sitting around and eating cheese or going to take my exercise class or whatever it was, come on. You know where I am.
I know. Cheese is so good. I thought of you this week when I was eating cheese, because I've been having a hard time figuring out what to take to lunch on my landscaping jobs, and I'm just too lazy in the morning to actually make a sandwich.
Me too. Making sandwiches is so much work.
Crackers and a
block
block
of
of cheese.
My kids their cold lunch.
Yeah,
yes, crackers and a block of cheese is so lunch. I love that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty.
Yeah, sometimes you could eat an avocado with a spoon. It's quite yummy.
That could be good. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got to go to another song.
All right.
Let's see. It's called "Starry Eyed and Blue," and I think this is Nolan McKelvey. So let's give it a listen.
Okay.
Wind in the limbs sings hymns to you as you walk to the water to leave. Through your hands the sands fall like bands of gold as the sun sets over the sea. Still you're starry-eyed and blue. You look to the starboard side, it's true. There will always be a light left on for you. And all that you once knew is fading from view as you sail away from shore. The lighthouse light is painting the night, and the ocean is yours. Still you're starry-eyed and blue. You look to the starboard side, it's true. There will always be a light left on for you. Moon is rising, your sail's full of wind. Water looks like glass You look to the starboard side, it's true. There will always be a light left on for you. And you're starry-eyed and blue. Look to the starboard side, it's true. There will always be a light left on for you.
That was Nolan McKelvey.
That was super nice.
Yeah, I hope that he at one point said he'd like to make a record with me. So I hope that happens.
That would be
really
great.
Be a lot of fun. So my edger broke, that new edger that I bought from England, that I thought because I was ordering a gardening tool from England, that of course it was of superior quality.
Man.
I broke it, snapped right off. So I went down to Dandelion Acres and I shelled out $62 for a new edger that looked like it wasn't going to break.
I bet we have an edger that we probably never use that you can just have.
No, it's probably one of those long-handled edgers. I need like a half size.
It might.
These are kind of...
You could cut it in half.
No. It's a tricky tool. Not many people use it really properly. So it's kind of...
It goes like this?
Yeah.
On the bottom?
But mine's like this. It usually has a T handle. The one I got at Dandelion, I think, does have a T handle, or it's slightly different styling, which didn't
Crescent
appeal to me,
moon
but it looks strong,
shape.
like it's not going to break. So, but everything's breaking. Everything's breaking. Like I had a friend over a few weeks ago, and we sat on the back porch. It was actually entertaining. I mean, not really. We were just going to have a campfire, and so we were sitting in chairs, and all of a sudden he like moved his chair. And the chair leg broke through the deck.
Well, your deck has been going for a while.
It's completely rotten. And I'm glad that he didn't get hurt.
Maybe you should just take the deck away
But then it's going to look really bad. See, because
what about if there's a patio there, like a stone patio down below?
Yeah, but then I'm going to have to build a stone patio. I mean, I'm trying to sell the house this summer, so I don't quite know what to do. It's like I don't have the money to just completely repair the deck or to put something new in. But I have to sort of hide the fact that it's dangerous, which is hard. It's hard to hide the fact that something's
because when people come look at your house, they're going to have to walk out there.
Yeah,
unless they fall through.
I'm scratching my head on this one. Yeah, every time I walk out there and it kind of sinks, you step like your foot's going to go through it.
Does any, masons owe you any favors?
No, nobody owes me favors, I don't think. Well, I could argue that certain people owe me favors, but I told them that whatever I did for them, I was doing out of the goodness of my heart, and that they didn't owe me anything. So
Damn the goodness of your heart. Well, could you barter with somebody? Say, but then it's Spencer is a musician. He could probably use some recording stuff. And he's also a stone worker.
But see, I don't have extra time in my schedule to trade time. I just
I'm the
don't.
same way.
And I just need money.
Yeah.
Could I just get some money?
Maybe.
Could we just figure out how to get more money? I think money, it was helpful.
You think? Did you cut your hair this week?
Did I what?
Cut your hair?
No, it's not shorter.
It looks a tiny bit shorter.
Really? Nope.
Weird.
Yep.
You could sell your hair.
So my realtor showed the house last week, and he's a really nice guy. He's doing a good job. But he said, your lamps.
Oh no. Do we have to go thrift shopping for more broken lamps for you?
Yeah, he said your lamps are kind of rusty. And I'm like, what? My lamps are rusty? And then I thought about it. There is one lamp, the stand-up lamp, that was left in the house. Like, I bought the house in 2000, and there was a lamp, and I kept it because it's kind of cool, but it could be rusty. I mean, it might be rusty.
How is a lamp
Yeah.
Rusty?
You'd think. It's not raining in my house. I don't have a moisture problem. I'm going to have to go check.
Never noticed rusty.
I better just put my glasses on and go inspect the lamps. I mean, I've gotten a lot of cheap lamps lately.
You have a thing about lamps.
I do have a lamp problem.
I know.
I could never seem to...
It's like the one thing you hone in on at thrift stores. You just go for the lamp if you see one.
And then I always worry about if the wiring is safe. If you get it at a thrift store, you wonder. And also those lamps that I took out of the dumpster at my gardening clients, right? Well, she's a potter, and she threw out like 3 or 4 lamps that were handmade pottery. They're beautiful. So I just grabbed them out of the dumpster, and I'm using them with a little trepidation.
I'm sure they're fine.
I
She
think.
probably got rid of them for another reason. Like she didn't like the potting.
Yeah,
part.
It could be that she's had them for so long and she just doesn't want to look at them anymore.
Lamp wiring is pretty basic. If you plug it in and it turns on and you don't see any open wires and it's not smoking or sparking or smelling funny or flickering, it's probably fine. Like what?
Okay.
I mean, there's not a ton of gray area in lamp safety, I don't think.
Well, supposedly your breaker would trip. If something was amiss, it wouldn't burn down your house.
I would hope so.
Right?
I think it's exposed wires that you would have to worry about because maybe they would spark on a carpet or.
Well, things are just weird in my life.
You just gotta look them over. I think
I
a normal person could decide whether a lamp is safe or not, and you're a normalish person, so I'm pretty sure you can tell.
You said normal-ish.
You know, like what I mean. You can probably tell if a lamp is unsafe.
It's
been gnawed on by rats.
I like when I'm on the show, I like to act like I'm sort of helpless. It's an act. It's an act that I put on. Like I'm so stupid and
I
I'm
act
so
like
helpless.
I'm extra dumb, which is not an act.
You're the bimbo. I know, you're the bimbo, and what am I?
I was trying to describe to my cousin the other day how we both have these personas that we sort of just put on the radio, but it's not exactly put on. It's in a way, I'm like, oh, this is more my true self than,
right.
I go around acting smart, or I just shut up if I don't know about something. But on the radio, blah, 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 I talk about all the things I don't know.
Yeah, but we've promised people to misinform.
That's true. That is a duty that we owe to our listening public.
Yes, because people are just tired of facts.
And alternative facts.
I know. It's just like, let's get away from the whole concept of there being a fact or something that's true.
No, that's a bad idea, Kristina. This is why we have the government situation that we have.
Yeah, but it's hard to verify anything.
I know, but we can't go in that direction. It's just going to be mayhem.
Well, it is mayhem.
I know. That's because we've gone in that direction. So let's you and I be little
beacons of
not correct information exactly, but
valuable ideas.
We're knights of
what?
I don't know, Kristina.
I'd like to know what we might be carrying the torch for.
We'll probably have to figure that out at some other point. It's just a general torch. It's just a torch.
It's a light. A torch is a light that you hold up just to illuminate what's there. Right?
I guess.
In theory, it's going to illuminate what's there. So that's okay. I'm good with that. Let's just
general
call it
basic torching.
Well,
torch bearing.
Yes.
We're not torching anything.
You're not going to burn stuff up.
No, I don't like burning stuff up that much.
Except that burn pile out in my yard. I do need to burn that up, and it's got all this crap in it left by the ex. Plywood, plastic.
You can't burn plastic.
I know. I mean, you can.
Well,
you can burn diapers if you're desperate.
Ew. No, that's
people
illegal.
Do.
It's illegal.
I know, but people still do it. People break the law.
My neighbor was burning a couch the other night, like a whole couch. I took a picture because it looked cool, like a couch completely engulfed in flames with the perfect shape of the couch just in flames was a cool picture.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem, I don't know, fabric seems like something that maybe shouldn't be burned, but I don't.
Yeah, they're supposed to have flame retardants on them.
Right. I think furniture fabric at least is probably not safe to burn, but what do I know?
It's not going to stop anybody from burning a couch, I can tell you right now.
No.
It's not going to stop me.
was a free mattress, like kind of all bent in half on the side of the road in like Claremont. And I was thinking to myself, wow, you'd have to be some kind of desperate to pick up a free couch on the side of the road in Claremont.
Why? What does it have to do with Claremont? What if it was in Tunbridge, a couch on the side of the road in Tunbridge?
No, it wasn't a couch. It was a mattress.
Oh, a mattress.
Mattresses are like 100 times more personal than couches.
You're right. I don't think I would.
Icky.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that you want to pick up off the side. Well,
What kind of Yahoo would even think that somebody would pick it up off the side of the road in the first place?
Well, they just need to unload it.
I know.
And they didn't want to be accused of like dumping it.
The free stuff on the side of the road sometimes is just a cop out for, I don't want to pay to take this to the dump. Nobody's going to want this, but it's just, I don't want it in my house. So I'm going to pretend like,
I have stuff like that.
I've never seen anything free at the end of your road. Also, you live on a dead end. No one's going to take the stuff at the end of your driveway. So...
Yeah, I can't even have a yard sale at my place.
Well, you could have signs and stuff.
But I don't want people to come over like that and poke around at my stuff. You know, like poking it, like picking. Can you imagine people picking up your stuff and like looking at it? I can't. Like, get your hands off my stuff.
Well, it's not your stuff anymore if you want to get rid of it. You have probably a poor relationship with that object.
I would rather give it to the thrift store than have people come and handle my things in my yard. It's invasive.
Well, if you're having a yard sale, you kind of invited them to handle your things in your yard.
I'm not having a yard sale.
But you acted sad a minute ago because you can't even have a yard sale.
It's so sad.
It sounds to me like you don't want a yard sale.
No, it's very sad. It's very sad to be leaving and having people like pawing through your stuff.
Hey, you're not leaving. Clothes. You're totally not leaving for a while.
Oh my gosh. It's
what?
11:59.
Oh, God.
We have to go. This is crazy. Okay, we're going to go out on a song called Original Medley is what I called it. It's a band I used to be in called Bellatrix.
Nice. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Yeah, well, thanks for listening.
Have a great, happy,
stay in touch with us.
Sunny weekend.
Come to our Facebook page.
11thhourradio.com.
And listen to our podcast.
They're everywhere.